What is going on, Jeremy? How you doing, brother? This is Nick O'Neill with Leo Digital SEO, and I do have this video here for your business DuraGuard surfaces, and it's going to have 3 points for you, and that's going to be content, backlinks, and citations. Then I'll show you the opportunity to take any steps for your business and why it could be so lucrative for the business. So first things first is content. And generally, Google likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on the home page, and that's depending on competition and the number of keywords needed. So if you're asking what a keyword is anything someone might type into Google when they're looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place these keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website found for. For an example, you specialize in garage flooring and concrete repairs. One of your keywords could be epoxy flooring Grande Prairie, garage epoxy flooring Grande Prairie, concrete repairs Grande Prairie. You get the idea, and the list goes on and on and on. So let's put your word here in a word counter and see how you're doing on that. So you're at that, 12, coming up on that 1,200 mark. You do want to get it up to 1,500 words for two reasons, for two reasons. One being that Google doesn't consider your website an authority until you hit that 1,500 mark, so they won't go through your page and direct the customers, know where to direct the customers. And for number two is you want to have enough content for these keywords that I'm about to show you for you to put in there. So we got one of your top competitions in the area, and that is Nextstar. Now, let's see how you stack up against them in content, and they're at 719 words, so you're killing them on that one. But again, you still want to get it up to 1,500 words, right? So furthermore, this is a tool called Air's that I haven't used. It shows me more in-depth detail on websites, and it gives me, just more information and on the competition. So there are free tools out there that you can use should you decide to, but this is what I go with. So I want to give you some more examples of those keywords. And here would be all of those keywords that I was talking about, right? So one good keyword for you might be flooring Grande Prairie or polyurea garage floor coatings. And then this would be the amount of people. This is the volume. So this is the amount of people searching for that monthly in the area. And this number right here is going to be the keyword difficulty. So it's going to be on a scale of 0 to 100. And the lower that number is, the easier it's going to be to rank for it, and the faster you're going to rank for it. And the higher that number is, then the longer it's going to take and the harder it's going to be to rank organically for it. When I say rank organically for it, I mean in this area right here, right? So then you can see how much traffic they're getting from it and their ranking and their position in the Google ranking factor for it. So that is that for the keywords. Let's go on to the second point that I have for you, Jeremy, and that's going to be a backlink. Now, a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another, or in this case, it's going to be one website linking back to DuraGuard surfaces page right here. So these links, they act like an endorsement of your website from others, and Google basically uses this to build trust in your business by seeing other websites vouch for you. The best example I can give of this is in Google's eyes, it's literally like a popularity contest, where the person with the most websites pointing back to their page is winning that quote unquote popularity contest. If we take a look over here in my tool errors, I have your website in here, and we see that you have 0 backlinks and 0 referring domains. Now, this is just actually one page for theirs pertaining to Grande Prairie. But if we actually looked at their whole page, one second, we can see that they have 490 backlinks and 104 referring domains. Let me actually make sure that yours is correct as well. Just want to make sure I'm giving the correct information. Okay, there we go. So we see that you have 5 backlinks and 3 other websites pointing back to your page. And then we see that Nextstar has 490 backlinks and 104 other websites pointing back to their page, right? So they're winning that quote unquote popularity contest, which is why they got that #1 ranking over there in the organic section. But the idea is that if it works for them, then it will definitely work for you. and we can go and see exactly what websites they have linking back to their page. So these would be the websites that they have linking back to their page. Go in, create an account, make a couple posts, and get a link back to your page, right? I do want to point out that not all links are created equal. So it is worth noting to stay relevant to your industry, and local websites will work best. To further that point, this number right here is the domain rating, and it's on a scale of 0 to 100. And basically, the higher that this number is right here, the more power that Google is putting on this website right here. So you want to have these high powered websites linking back to your page because it'll give your website more power and it'll start to rank you faster in this section right here. When you start to drop down to these like below 20 ones, you don't want to touch any of those because they're not doing anything for your website, right? So on to the last point that I have for you, but it looks like you are doing a pretty good job of that right now as we speak, and that's going to be citations. Now, a citation is anywhere your business name, address, or service area and phone number is exactly as it's shown on this Google business profile right here. These citations, they help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since these can generate huge amounts of revenue, and which they probably have been generating a lot of business for you as well in the area. These citations that I'm talking about are included in directories like Yelp, Angie's Expertise, BBB, and there's hundreds of others I'm sure you've heard of. Social media accounts work great as well. If you, for example, if you have your Facebook business page, then on that page you would want to put your business name, address, and phone number on that Facebook business page, and that would be counted as one citation in Google's eyes. So then you have, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the list goes on and on and on. And the idea is that once your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet, because they constantly have bots crawling to see whose presence is felt most compared to their competitors, and the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you and your website. Once Google sees you more, once Google also starts to see more often than these cats, then that's why they are ranking you up here on that. Now, I do want to point out that you're going to want to go ahead and start getting those reviews up, and for safety measures, get those citations up, as they do have more, these guys do have more reviews than you. So if they ever do start to put more citations into their things, into their Google business profile, then they will start to outrank you and start dropping you. So get those reviews up and get those citations up, Mr. Jeremy. Now let's do a quick recap. Once you get that content up of 1,500 to 2,000 words, you're putting in those keywords in there that you showed have volume, and you're starting to kill it with that. And then next, you get in those backlinks, you're getting those other websites pointing back to DuraGuard Surfaces website right here, and you're starting to win that quote unquote popularity contest. And last but not least, you want to go ahead and get more reviews and get more citations. Well, let's look at why it might be so profitable for you and why you want to go ahead and do that. So Nextstar actually is bringing about 345 people to their website a month off of those 3 points alone that we're talking about. But I do not want to give you false information, because they actually, it looks like they have different, they do like some foundation, they do some crack repairs. I'm not sure they do. Yeah, they do some foundations, some installations. It looks like they do a little more than garage. So let me go ahead and actually pull up more valuable data for you, right? See exactly what keywords they have for Grande Prairie specifically. All right, so yes, here we go. This is what we're looking for. So off of those 3 points alone, right, and they're not capturing any of these words, we can see that this is the amount of people that are searching for this stuff monthly. Now, when you start to do those 3 points that I'm talking about, you start to get ranked in that number one area. It's looking about, let's say about 300 to 400 people will be coming to your site once you start doing those things, right? So let's say you have about 300 or 400 people visiting your site, and then only about 40 people decide to pick up the phone for your services that you provide, right? Out of those 40 people, you and your team only close even half of those. So that's 20 new jobs a month that you could be adding on by killing those 3 points that we're talking about on top of what you're doing, right? I'm not too sure what your profit margins are right now, Jeremy, but I would imagine that would generate a good amount of revenue and traffic and jobs for you. So yeah, this is what I do for a living, Jeremy. I'm creating this video here for you to start generating more leads and more jobs online. You know, if you do find yourself wanting to continue scaling the business, feel free to reach out, brother, and I can help you with some information, or we can talk about the goals of the business and I can do some research to find out what exactly could be realistic to reach those goals. I do just ask that since you took the time to watch this and I took the time to make it, brother, shoot me one line of feedback, whether something wasn't clear, whether you had a question, or maybe everything was great and you understood it. Reach back out to me and let me know, Mr. Jeremy. Again, my name is Nick O'Neill. My door is always open. Feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for watching, brother, and I do hope you have a blessed day, and I hope that this helped.